I've waited my whole life for this. I am going to bring TikTok back.
Yes.
Dead and alive. With his testicles in my hands. Now bring a car. I will go and I will tear his family up. I will do it to his wife and give her blood infection, sir. I will do whatever it takes to make you happy. I'm going to bring back his testicles in your car, sir. Your car and his boss, dead or alive.
Check it out. Here's a part 2. I guess. I don't know. I'm coming back to say this. I finished watching the movie, right? The main event on Netflix. And, they never addressed, they never finished, or they never put closure to the whole thing about, the kid's mom not being in the picture. And I don't get that, because why even bring her up in the first place? Why even make it seem like there was a issue? Why would they even write into the script that the kid had an issue with his mom not being there if they didn't bring any closure to it at the end of the, or by the end of the movie? No matter what color, okay, let me put it like this. There have been many mixed relationships, two people from two different races. Let me put it like this. If you have a brown woman that has children and the father's not in the picture, and she goes out and she starts dating, there's no rule to what race she should date. People have their preferences. It's like, let me put it to you like this. Eminem is a great hip-hop artist. In the environment that he was brought up in, he was, he was friends with a lot of folks from another race. And what I like about Eminem is he's never used the N-word publicly. And it might not be in him to even use the N-word. Maybe he knows, his place when it comes down to our culture. And he just knows that it's a no-no, right? So, with that being said, would I, or could I picture him raising, like co-parenting, raising some stepkids who wasn't in his race, or wasn't the same race that he was? I would say that he would probably be a good dad, period, because he had to come from dirt to become somebody in life. You know what I'm saying? He had a chance in life, and he did the best that he could do with it, and it took him places. So as far as him inspiring any kid from any race, he would do a good job, right? Certain people, no matter what color they are, can fill in the role of somebody that needs to be in a household. And there's a lot of people who can't. So, if anybody was to look at me and picture me as being a racist, I would say this. For one, Africans enslaved other Africans. Africans sold other Africans into the slave trade. And with that being said, there's no reason for me to be racist towards my own race or anybody else's race. I like to see myself as a logical person. You know what I'm saying? If it don't make sense, it don't make sense type thing. But if it does make sense, then, I like to adventure into that. But if it don't make sense, then why fuck with it type shit. So when it comes down to racism, I know that there were other people from other races that helped out in the slave trade. Who helped end the slavery period. When you think about the Underground Railroad, there were other people from other races that helped out brown folks, that helped out slaves. And even when it comes down to other races that were enslaved here in this country, you had people from all different when you say Asian or Oriental, there's so many. It's a big umbrella. There's a lot of people that fit under the umbrella of being Asian or Oriental, but they were enslaved here too. There were even folks from Europe, from that big, from those different continents over there, who came here to America or was shipped here. Like the Irish or the Scots. There's a lot of folks that were taken out of the prisons and was like, let's get rid of this scum, take them over to the melting pot, and then make them work. Put them to work. Just get them away from us. That type of mentality going on in those countries over there, in that continent, big ass continent. So anyway, when it comes down to race, when you have a handful of different races all living in poverty, there's no need for racism. You have to come together to crush the people who are trying to hold you down and hold you back, or keep you down and hold you back. So there's no need for racism. So when it comes down to this movie, the main event, after watching it all the way through, even though, I'm, like low-key talking shit about it, no, I'm talking shit about it. It's one of those things where, I also see that family environment has there's truth to the dynamic of that type of family. Where you have somebody from a different race taking care of children, that's not theirs, and they're from a different race, and they do a damn good job of raising them. Look at all the orphans out there that are being raised by people who are not their same race. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that no, not the hope thing, but I still want, my people to put a patent, you know what I'm saying, on our identity, on what we bring to life, to the culture. You know what I'm saying? I want us to be stingy about that shit, because it's time for other people to do what they do in the way that they should do it for their own culture, for their own race. Now, mind you, think about K-pop, Korean pop. Think about, the Japanese folks who have a love for the American Latinos, Chicanos. You gotta look it up. There's over in Japan, there's folks who love lowriders, the low life. You know what I'm saying? Not low life as in the bad word, but the lowrider life. You know what I mean? There's a lot of folks who bring a lot to the game. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who offer a lot of what they have to offer to other people's ideas and cultures. But at the end of the day, when you and your own people need to buckle down and really stand up for yourselves to crush any negative stigmas, then you need to do that. You need to focus on yourself. It's kind of like America as a country, as a people. The government is constantly sending money to help out other countries when that money could be used in the infrastructure of this country. It's not a racial thing. It's a national thing. You know what I'm saying? We as a nation could use every penny that we could possibly use for the infrastructure to get things going in a whole better direction for each and every city and state. You know what I'm saying? They haven't solved the issues with the water over in Flint. Now over in Camp Lejeune, over at the military, Marine Corps base, they're finding out that there's issues with contaminants over there. So it's like, with everything that's going on in our own country, you know what I'm saying? It's time to buckle down and take care of home. So it's like, man, for what I'm trying to say and for what's going on in my mind, it branches off. But the main thing is that through unity and community, we can stop a lot of division. And it's like, when it comes down to the problems of that's inside of your own race, or dealing with your own race, you know what I mean? You got to come together and stop that. There's nothing saying. It's like Malcolm X would be like, look, we're not saying, or I'm not trying to promote division. What I'm talking about is fixing our own issues, coming together in our own, or as our own, and stopping the issues as our own people. We don't want help from any other race to solve the problems that's dealing with our race. You know what I'm saying? It can be done. Malcolm X was on to something. You know what I mean? Everybody who was on to something gets hushed, gets killed, get murdered, assassinated, get put away in insane asylums, you know what I'm saying, YouTube channels, get torn down, removed, algorithm, you know what I'm saying, it's all fucked up, so other people are not allowed to hear what a person's opinion is. the government and whatever systems that are dealing with wanting to keep this country in a divided world. You know what I'm saying? They got bots that search for different keywords, and whenever they find them, they try to hush up that person who's using those keywords. It's kind of like silencing troublemakers. So even though I may not like something or I may disagree with something, I still want to see it all the way through. Speaking of movies or music, well, now when it comes down to music, like the first time I hear the N-word being used in a song, I switch songs. I'm a DJ on Second Life, and I don't want to play any music where someone's calling themselves or someone else the N-word or the B-word. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. I go to other clubs and I hear the DJs playing, the music, and they're using the N words or the B words, and I just mute the music. I'll keep my avatar there at the club just to show my appearance, support for another DJ or somebody that's on my friend list. But I tune out that. I won't listen to it because I don't want to hear my people calling each other the N word or the B word. It's just, there's so much English. There's so many other words that can be used. So anyway, I'm going to get off here finally again. I just wanted to come back and say that I finished the show. I finished the movie. And what hit me the most was that they didn't even bring closure to the fact that the kid had a problem with his mom not being there, and he couldn't talk to his dad because his dad constantly avoided the conversation. But as far as a man who's not who's raising a child that's not from his same race, that's not an issue. You know what I'm saying? And talking about Tashina Arnold not fighting for, the promoting of a healthy brown family. You know what I'm saying? Dude could have done every single thing that was done in the movie. You know what I'm saying? The fantasy of how the movie went. You know what I'm saying? The morals and the lessons that could have been taught could have been, all that shit could have been the same. But, it could have been done better. It really could have been done better. You could have used a complete whole family, you know what I'm saying, of any race. Just a complete whole family. It didn't have to be, interracial. It didn't have to be. And, that's the topic I had at the beginning of my video. It didn't have to be that way. And that's what's upsetting. Because it's like, man, with all the problems that we have in the world, we don't need to put this in people's faces. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to throw that issue, that livelihood, that or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to put that in other people's faces. We have too many issues that we need to fix within our race, within our culture. So I'm gonna get out of here. Once again, take it easy. Enjoy your day, enjoy your night, enjoy your morning. Be careful what you watch. Make sure that you're understanding some things about life and the system that we're living under. Slavery messed up a lot. It took people out of their home, and it broke us mentally, spiritually, and it divided us. Now we kill each other and fight each other for what? There's no reason to, when we could be so much stronger together. But they taught us to be that way, and each generation fails to fix that problem within our own culture, within our own race. And it's time for that to end. And what's so spectacular about it is it don't have to be a brown race, because there are so many other races out there that are thinking the same way. You know what I'm saying? There's Korean people who want Korean people to stick with Korean people to fix Korean issues. Same thing with Chinese, Japanese, Yugoslavian, Pakistan, or Pakistani or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Ethiopian, Senegal, Haitian, Puerto Rican, Scottish, Irish, English, French. There's people from all these different races out there, you know what I'm saying, who have issues within themselves that need to be fixed. So no, it's not a racist thing. You know what I'm saying? It's really not a racist thing. We all have this issue within our own races, and it needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. So I'm gonna be out of here. Peace.